Are you currently sitting in front of a spreadsheet at 11 p.m., manually copying and pasting prices from a competitor's website? Are you constantly feeling like you're the last person to know about a market trend because you just don't have the data? Maybe you tried to learn Python once to write a scraper, and it broke the second the website updated its font. Or are you paying hundreds of dollars a month for enterprise scraping tools that are so complicated they practically require a PhD to operate? And honestly, are you just done being the manual data entry intern for your own business? If that made you nod your head or sigh heavily, stick around, because I think I found the cure. It's a tool called BrowserAct. It's currently on AppSumo, and it claims to let you scrape the web using just plain English. No code, no headaches. I'm going to break down if it actually works or if it's just AI hype. And hey, if you want to skip the line and see for yourself, go check out the BrowserAct deal right now using the link in the show notes. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Getting data off the internet is hard, like unnecessarily hard. If you're a marketer or a freelancer or running a small shop, you need data. You need leads. You need price monitoring. You need to know what people are saying on forums. But the subscription fatigue in this space is real. I mean, have you looked at the pricing for the big web scrapers lately? You're looking at monthly fees that could basically pay for a car lease. And the alternative? Doing it manually, which is soul-crushing. Or using those cheap Chrome extensions that stop working the minute a website throws up a pop-up or a, "Are you a human?" check. It's frustrating because traditional tools are either too expensive for us little guys, or they require you to be a coding wizard. I'm not a wizard. I'm just a guy who wants a CSV file without crying, you know? That's where BrowserAct steps in. It promises to use AI to handle the messy stuff so we don't have to. So I grabbed the deal. I went for license tier 1 on AppSumo, which is a one-time payment of $69. Redeeming it was super fast. I logged in, and honestly, I was bracing myself for a complicated developer dashboard with terminal windows and scary code. But it was clean. Like, really clean. The dashboard is bright, modern. It doesn't look like a hacker tool. It looks like a workflow builder. Let's talk about limits for a second, because that's always the catch with these lifetime deals. On Tier 1, you get 20,000 credits per month. Now, a credit usually burns when the scraper performs an action or loads a page. For a solo user or a small agency doing weekly checks, 20K is decent. If you're trying to scrape Amazon daily, you're gonna need to stack codes to Tier 3 or 4. But the interface itself, it has this visual workflow builder vibe. Think Zapier or Make, but for extracting data. You see nodes, lines connecting them. It felt familiar. It wasn't overwhelming, but it definitely looked like it had some power under the hood. All right, let's get to the fun part. Does it work? I decided to test it on something real. I wanted to scrape a list of tech products from an e-commerce site. I won't name names, but it rhymes with Glamazon. So there are two ways to do this. You can build a workflow manually, or you can use the AI. Obviously, I'm lazy, so I tried the AI first. There's a box that says scrape data with natural language. I literally typed in, go to website URL, search for gaming keyboards, and give me a list of the product titles and prices. I hit enter, and then I waited. It takes a second because it's actually spinning up a browser in the cloud. It's not instant like a database query, but within maybe 30 seconds, it generated a workflow for me. It recognized the search bar, it recognized the next page button, which is usually where these things break, and it identified the price elements. I clicked Run, and there it was, a clean table with the keyboard names and the prices. I didn't have to inspect the HTML. I didn't have to look for div class equals whatever. It just read the page like a human would. Then I tried the visual builder for something more complex. I wanted to monitor a competitor's blog. I dragged a go-to-URL node onto the canvas, then an extract list node. The cool thing is you can set it to handle pagination, clicking next, next, next. I set it up, hit run, and walked away to grab a coffee. When I came back 5 minutes later, I had a CSV file with 50 blog post titles and URLs. It even handled a pop-up that usually blocks my other scrapers. It just clicked the X and kept working. It felt kind of magic, honestly. Now, practicality. How does this fit into a real workflow? The biggest win here, and I mean huge win, is the integrations. BrowserAct connects natively with Make, Zapier, and N8N. This is crucial, because getting data is only half the battle. You have to put it somewhere. With the integration, I set up a flow where BrowserAct scrapes a site, sends the data to Make, and Make adds it to my Notion database. I don't even have to log into BrowserAct anymore. It just runs on a schedule. Speed-wise. Look, it's using real browser automation. It's not as fast as a raw API call. If you're trying to scrape 1 million pages an hour, this isn't for you. But for daily monitoring, it's totally fine. As for support, it's an AppSumo Launchpad deal. I checked the questions section and the team is active. They're based in Singapore, and they seem to be pushing updates fast. The roadmap looks solid. They're talking about adding more anti-detect features so you don't get blocked by security bots. Okay, let's be real. No tool is perfect, and I'm gonna give it to you straight. First, the pros. Number 1, the value. $69 for lifetime access to a tool that handles dynamic websites? That pays for itself in 1 month compared to the big guys. Number 2, the natural language feature. Being able to just tell the bot what to get without selecting elements manually is a game changer for non-techies like me. Number 3, integrations. The fact that it plays nice with N8N and Zapier out of the box makes it a real business tool, not just a toy. Now, the cons. It's not instant. There is a learning curve if you want to use the complex visual builder. The nodes can be a little fiddly if you're trying to do really advanced logic. Also, credits. 20,000 sounds like a lot, but if you screw up a workflow and it gets stuck in a loop clicking next page forever, you can burn through those fast. You gotta be careful. And lastly, it's a newer tool. It doesn't have the 10 years of polish that some enterprise tools have. You might hit a bug here or there. So what's the final verdict? If you are a hardcore developer who loves writing Python scripts and managing your own proxies, you might find this a bit limiting. However, if you are a marketer, a solopreneur, a growth hacker, or just someone who needs to keep an eye on competitors without hiring a VA to copy-paste all day, BrowserAct is a gem. It's powerful enough to do the heavy lifting, but simple enough that you won't throw your laptop out the window. For $69, it's a steal. I'd recommend grabbing at least Tier 1 just to have in your toolkit. If you're serious about data, maybe stack to Tier 2 for that priority queue. And remember, AppSumo has that 60-day money-back guarantee. So you can buy it, try to scrape your favorite site, and if it doesn't work, refund it. No risk. If you want to check it out, do me a favor and grab the deal through my link in the show notes. It helps support the pod and keeps me caffeinated enough to keep testing these tools for you. Go get your data, folks. Catch you in the next one.